First off, I am truly enjoying this game. The combat is amazing. I love the skill aspect of the fights that allows us to figure out how to dodge and parry at the correct times. I still suck at this though, but when I do manage to pull it off, I feel really good. I also enjoy the different combo variations that we get when creating different team setups and characters. I can only imagine how crazy it's going to get when we get new resonators. What I think can be improved on is the wonky camera and automatic lock-on when you're fighting. I've had so many issues maintaining my target when I'm trying to toss out liberations and skills. Sometimes I leap over and kill a random goat who's minding their own business. The camera would also stay zoned in on an enemy, preventing me from turning around to check the whole arena. So say there's a ranged mob somewhere behind me, I can't see when they're attacking, so I can't dodge, and I get shot in the back of the head. No fun. Another issue I found was that while fighting groups of enemies, I found their aggro range to be a bit way too short. I would be fighting in the area thinking that's close enough to the original location, but all of a sudden they would just start running away and reset. And that was pretty annoying. But they are fixing it. These were the issues that I had for the combat. But you know why I'm not worried? The development team released an announcement on June 1st, Saturday, and they literally detailed all the issues I had for the game and mentioned that they're fixing it, hopefully implementing it sometime in the future. I am still amazed at how much this development team still keeps their ears and eyes and hands to the pulse of the game. They take all the issues that the players have, make notes on it, and they're creating game plans in order to solve these issues. On top of that, they're giving away so many apologetic gifts, which I won't pass up. I like gifts, so maybe, break a couple other things in the game and give us some more stuff. I'm not gonna say no to that. I was not entirely impressed with the story of the game. There were some portions of it that I did enjoy. For example, the Scar story in the village about the wolf and the sheep was very engaging. And I loved the little storybook cutscenes that they showed. I loved that they made me wonder who the black sheep was and who the wolf was. And it was very thought-provoking the whole time. I also loved the mission when we went with Encore and Alto. The background information on the rain that pours upwards towards the sky was very interesting. I definitely enjoy the world building, and I want to learn more about this whole calamity that caused so many sound wave events to happen. It's a very unique take on an apocalypse for sure. Other than what I mentioned, I was not jazzed about the other story points of the game. I felt that everyone's trust in the rover was not earned. And yes, I know there was a prophecy about me, but, damn, be a little bit more suspicious about me too, Make me earn your trust. Gion literally asking me to conduct military strategy, placing the lives of his most trusted soldiers into my hands does not make sense to me. We literally just met. I'm literally an amnesiac who knows how to fight for sure, but I've never proved my military strategy prowess. Yes, the rover is pretty smart and is able to do detective work well from what we saw in the story, but that doesn't translate to warfare. I like how in the defense of Jinzhou, Ling Yang and Yuan Wu just shows up as if they're part of the crew. I realize that all the strong resonators would need to show up to at least join in on the defense since it was such a crazy event. But at least have them introduce themselves since, they haven't been shown in the main story yet. Ling Yang at least had a companion quest available to do, but if you didn't do it, then this would still be your first introduction to him. So it's kind of weird. This game world has a very impressive map size. There are so many different places to go with different biomes. The world doesn't feel empty either, even though it's so big. Every corner I turn, there's some kind of challenge to beat, puzzles to solve, cubes to find, enemies to suck echoes out of. There are so many different holes to jump into that expand into huge caverns to explore. There are mountains and buildings that we can just run up to. Verticality is fantastic, both up and down. I keep finding things to do that distract me from my original goal, and I love that. Like with The Witcher 3, where we end up exploring the whole map when we were originally supposed to go 5 steps to continue a quest. This game is beautiful. So many times I would be running around and I find myself stopping in order to take in the vast world I'm seeing. I could climb up to the top of a mountain peak in order to see the world from so high up. I would find long environmental quests, and at the end of it, I'd be greeted with a view that's so beautiful that I would just sit there just to absorb it. This is a beautiful game with beautiful characters and cutscenes, with such amazing expressions and animations. Now, I love that we can sprint without burning stamina. I love that we have a grappling hook. I love that we can jump, grapple, and then jump again to get higher. I love that we can run up walls and cliffs, and if we fall, we don't just die. I hate the glider though. I think I just like to move fast, but when I have to glide, I feel like it just slows me down immensely. I mean, it would be cool if we could just fly outright, but you know, I don't want to. Maybe boosts in the air while you use a glider would be nice. That would be cool. Let me go fast, like when they do that challenge controlling that bug flying monster thing, flying through hoops and collecting coins. They go fast. Let me turn into one of those and let me go fast. I also don't mind the lack of vehicles. If they're going to implement the Infernal Rider as a sort of vehicle, they should do it right. The amount of times I get stuck behind a tiny crack in the floor without the ability to get out of it is so frustrating. It also doesn't last that long, so it feels pointless to even use it to travel. Make it more useful if you actually planned on letting us drive it around. Also, the driving sucks. The minigame you do after beating the Infernal for the first time was embarrassing. It should not have been a thing with how bad it looked and felt. The game was definitely created without vehicle transport in mind. Although, I do really enjoy the movement of the monster minigames, like when you turn into the fish, that blowfish looking thing, and that flying bug. Those are super simple to control, but I love going fast and they do go fast. So maybe more of that for quality of life traversing, maybe. Basically, I want an improved gliding experience. I don't need vehicles. If there has to be echo vehicles, then make them better. Infernal Rider as a vehicle sucks. So what is the end game right now? Tower adversity, holograms, and echo farming. I've only dipped my toes into both the tower and hologram because I was focused on doing other things, especially echo farming. That was mainly for a video I was making about echoes. One thing to note about me though, I hate when fights take too long. If I go into a fight and I see that my first combo does only 1 to 2% of the enemy's health, I'm gonna back up because I know I need to get stronger. Hence why I focus so much on farming echoes and leveling and maxing resonator skills. I'm sure many people like that kind of challenge, to fight a boss with low stats and high skill, but I can't stand having to fight the same boss for such a long time. I'm currently waiting to max my first team before I truly challenge both holograms and towers. Max relative to my current soul rank. So level 60 right now with level 4 skills and at least the right 5 set echo set for my resonators. And the right main stats. So I'm not hunting for rank 5 echoes yet either, so I'm okay if it's just a rank 4. But on that note, on echo farming, it is interesting. I like the fact that you can farm for echoes without an energy source gating you. The only limiting factor is how many monsters are left in the map until daily reset. I so far enjoy the hunting aspect of echo farming. Just detect and track the echo that you want and zip around until they're extinct. It was also discovered by Kakigacha that a pity system was available for echoes, which I made full use of when I was farming for my Overlord Echo. Hitting pity for elites and commons though was a different matter. I did follow the pity rules for elites for a little bit, but I found it a bit too troublesome having to switch back through the multiple menus that we have to go through to track different echoes. I felt like I would probably burn out if I had to keep doing that, so I probably won't do that again for a while, just so I don't get tired of the game too soon. But a quick tip though that I realized for doing pity farming, or just farming overall, just use the interactive map from, say, Wuthering.gg, or I think Pridewind has one as well, and show the monsters that you want to farm, then plan your route around it. If you have a second monitor, this will be perfect for you. Just have it on the side screen. You don't have to go through the menus in-game. You just scroll through the map on your second monitor. It's perfect. Tuners and Echo experience. Why the hell can we not combine rank 2 and 3 tuners into rank 4 and 5s? Tuners and Echo EXP are very limited right now. So my first thought for tuners at least was to allow us to combine those into higher ranks. That is a miss. Next, I can understand why they don't allow useless echoes as EXP, since we can farm an endless amount of them. But with how scarce Echo EXP is, they should allow us to at least synthesize a certain amount of useless echoes into EXP. That would make sense. Data merge is useless at endgame. It is trash. First, it's nice that we can get rid of useless echoes in order to make new random ones. But the problem is that unless you are still leveling your data dock, the fact that we can't determine what type or set echo we want means that the echo we get comes from an insane pool of combination of echoes. So you're more likely to get a useless echo than one that would actually be useful. Now, how about instead at data dock levels like 18 to 20, we unlock the option to pin down the type of echo we want. Like say we merge, we get to choose the echo set we want to pull from. Even that would just be a great quality of life update. I'm not asking outright to have the option to pick any echo, any set with any main stat. Just something to reduce the pool size to something that we can make use of. I am a content creator who has ran through to the end of the game, mainly to experience everything the game has to offer. I'm also glad that this game doesn't have that much to do, because I want to play other games. I still love Honkai Star Rail, and there's currently an event right now that is so fun that I want to continue doing that, but also want to continue farming Wuthering Waves. So I'm glad there isn't that much content in the endgame right now. Now, although I said there isn't that much content in Wuthering Waves, there's still a lot to do. You can still farm echoes, tackle tower and holograms, explore the overworld, clear puzzles, collect chests, do random minigames, side stories, quests. There's still a lot to do in Wuthering Waves, which is why I'm having issues finding time to play other games. Even games on my Steam list that I've been holding off for a while because I've been playing Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail. If I wasn't a content creator, I would probably definitely have more time. I love making content for Wuthering Waves, so I'm gonna keep doing that. We definitely need more hours in a day. Maybe I should just not sleep. So this game is beautiful. This game is alive. The world is filled to the brim with people, monsters, and adventure. You can find monsters fighting other monsters, NPCs fighting monsters, just a world interacting with itself, seemingly alive. Kuro Games has truly mastered action combat through their other game, Punishing Grey Ravens. The combat is impactful, smooth, heavy, reactive. One example I can pick is the Phalian Berengal. Prime example. You can see the weight he's putting behind his attacks, and the impact is just so forceful. I find myself studying the movements and the minor twitches you see monsters do before they release their attacks, priming yourself to ready to dodge or parry. I feel like a true, martial master playing this game. Even with the problems with the cameras and the lock-on system, as well as the aggro range issues, I know they'll be fixed in just a matter of time, which is probably soon, I bet. The story is abysmal and needs to improve. I need to earn my place as the rover in this story. I need to earn the recognition and friendship that the game seems to want to throw at me. Let me earn my place in the story. Let it make sense. Otherwise, I am enjoying my time with this game. I felt that every hour I spent was worth it. I know that the game has problems, but I know that the developers are listening, and they are ready to make the game even better than it is now. What about you guys? What do you think? Is this game worth all the hype, or have you decided that it's not for you? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm having a giveaway 100 subscribers, so tell your friends. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.